The charity, Fallen Hero Bracelets, has to pay the price after allegedly defrauding the public and harassing customers. The nearly $1 million judgment comes after Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson filed suit against the company.
I've seen it all, but this one ranks right up there in terms of really outrageous conduct.
A KGW investigation 2 years ago uncovered complaints from around the country about the Tacoma-based nonprofit. On its website, Fallen Hero Bracelets sold memorabilia to honor the U.S. military and pretended that sales went to help improve veterans' lives, according to the AG's office. Several customers told KGW they didn't get what they paid for, and when they complained, the company responded with vulgar emails and threatened to sue.
Kept escalating the threats about lawsuits and everything.
A judge found Fallen Hero Bracelets and its owner, Michael Friedman, violated the Consumer Protection Act and state law for soliciting charitable contributions. As a result, the judge ordered Friedman pay fines and restitution to his victims, including nearly $500,000 to legitimate charities that help the families of police or military that died in the line of duty.
Look, he literally utilized people's compassion for fallen heroes, for service members, to separate them from their hard-earned money and to benefit himself. He even called himself a veteran, and he's not.
The owner of Fallen Hero Bracelets was not available for comment. If you purchased an item or made a contribution to this so-called charity, you're encouraged to contact the Washington Attorney General's office. Kyle Boshi, KGW News.